In a world where new games are released every day, it can feel like you start to see the same type of game over and over again. Experiences that were once new a few years ago have hundreds of entries into that genre, and while they can still be fantastic experiences, you may start to compare them and say, hey, this reminds me of that other game. It can be easy to accidentally miss a gem hiding among the releases. You can see all of these different games and experiences, and yet, here I am to talk about probably one of the most unique and refreshing experiences I've had playing a game. A game you truly have not seen anything like before. What happens in the future when the entire world is devastated by climate change and the rich have been left untouchable inside their air-purifying domes? While everyone else is forced to survive in the wastelands. And throughout the world, no matter where you are from, farmlands to factories to cities or even the ocean, there are abandoned railroad tracks, and that is how anyone gets around, communicates, or makes deliveries in this dystopian future. This is where the term Denshattack comes from, as there are people that navigate these abandoned railroad tracks that call themselves Dencha attackers, and they travel, grind, and jump across these tracks to travel across Japan. Now you may think this entire setup is to feature a story about taking back the world from the rich and rising up against them, and well, that is and isn't quite right. Denshattack features Emmy, a ramen delivery girl who discovers the life of Dencha attackers, a rebellious movement where survivors of the wasteland form their own gangs and are using trains on these abandoned tracks to basically run their region of Japan. Emmy travels across the Japanese regions, meeting new friends and challenging gang leaders and imposing a threat on their turf through painting tracks by popping balloons, destroying property by grinding the tracks attached to them, performing tricks to show off your skills, racing against others to show who is the fastest, among other things. You must use your train to jump, flip, grind, and assert yourself as somebody who should be noticed, and become the best train driver in all of Japan. As Emmy gets noticed, you will meet new eccentric characters and eventually work your way up to the boss of each region, recruiting new allies to teach you the core of Denshattack and how to evolve your skills along the way. The first boss you come across is Yoshi from the Dashing Queen's gang. Minor spoilers, but I won't go over anything past the start of Chapter 2 out of the 9 total chapters in the game. As you reach the end of the first region, you finally get to challenge Yoshi, and yes, Denshattack even has boss fights. Yoshi transforms the Dashing Queens in a way very reminiscent of classic Japanese shows such as Sentai Transformations, where several of her crew come together to form a giant mech which you must then dash, dodge, jump, and eventually deal damage to take her down. This goes off the rails in a crazy sequence where you end up racing across several buildings that Yoshi throws at you, and eventually even riding her own fist that she shot at you to chase her down and deal the final blow. Of course, if the game sounds wild, it is because it is. You even learn how to fly by building up your combo meter, and through this mechanic allows you to access parts of levels or gain additional tracks that you could not see before through rainbow tracks that start to appear once you build up this bar. Every single level felt truly unique. Either I was racing across a beach and hopping over statues, or I was landing on a Ferris wheel and using that to finish the course, or trying to outrun lava or a giant baseball. Not once throughout my experience of the game did I think it got stale or even predictable. Every single thing that happened had me questioning if what I was playing was actually real, which is absolutely not a bad thing. Each region has its own unique style and really sought out to capture Japan as a place, covering not only the urban areas but rural areas too. I don't think there was a single environment not covered throughout my experience with Denshattack, and you can feel the love for Japan as a whole easily through the game. My first 2 hours of game were roughly what I spent on the first chapter, and yet I could have easily stretched that out. How? Well, every single level has multiple tasks. Along with a basic core mission such as racing or finishing the course or whatever else, you are also judged based off of 3 medals at the end of each level. The first medal you are judged off of is how many points you have scored, which can be gained by grinding pipes or doing tricks in mid-air to stack them up. The second medal is how fast can you complete the level, which is easy when it is just getting through the course, but when you have to hit a target amount of points, it becomes a little more tricky. The final medal is a series of dares or challenges to complete a stage. This could be making sure to scare bats in a cave, do a trick while breaking glass, or having a certain amount of near misses with obstacles. All 3 of these are judged at the end of each level and have their own bronze, silver, gold medals, which then gives you a total score of bronze, silver, gold for the level in general. This is all to say that 2 hours of the first chapter was not enough for me to get all the gold medals, and I felt the urge to go back and try to get those medals, and there are 9 chapters of this featuring over 50 levels in this game. That isn't even all though. Along with the challenges of each level, there are collectibles you can get in each level too. By collecting movie reels, you can unlock additional information at specific magazine spots on the map to learn more about your favorite regions, characters, and gang members. The other collectible is spray cans you can find, which allows you to go shop and buy different styles for your train and really customize it to look how you want as you race across Japan. There are multiple ways to play each level to get these collectibles, and some may require playing multiple times if you aren't able to react fast enough, but with the diverging paths and optional tracks, it just adds even more replayability to what the game already has at its core. All of this is to say that while Denshattack has a very easy to understand gameplay loop, there is more to every game, and that is no different here. The art style is really reminiscent of anime, while the actual gameplay art reminds me of something similar to Jet Set Radio with a very unique style that is vibrant, fast-paced, and everywhere you look has something eye-catching, as each level truly gives you some completely new environment you may not have expected. Everywhere you look you will notice in-game advertisements for the universe such as billboards or posters, construction in different parts of the city, tracks that seem old and completely disconnected and abandoned, along with just a very colorful world that feels absolutely lived in and bustling with activity, just in the form of trains all around you. The developers at Undercoders must have had a clear vision, as in Denshattack, every single region and gang leader has its own visual identity, along with its own musical identity, and the music is incredible. It is hard for me to find a game in modern time where every song just fits perfectly, and just fits the vibe of what is going on in the moment, but everything about Denshattack feels like it all wraps together in a way that most try to achieve and just can't make it. I found myself replaying some levels just for the designs and of course the music accompanying that design. If you are not so great at doing tricks or the game may be too fast paced for you, the game is also very forgiving throughout. If you fall off course or accidentally jump into a wall, or have any issues along the way, Denshattack will set you back in frequent checkpoints, so even those that may not be able to react quickly can still enjoy the style and game for what it is. It offers so many different ways to play how you want and scratch multiple itches for what you may personally be searching for in a game. Denshattack is one of those games that come along very randomly and yet manages to captivate you in a way that is really rare to see. I haven't personally smiled the entire time playing a game like this since God of War 2018, and as I was sitting there trying to come up with how to score this game, I realized that Denshattack manages to accomplish every single thing it set out to do. The entire game took every small part of what a game is and threw it all together to create what I would legitimately consider a masterpiece. Not a single moment in the game did I want to personally stop playing, and even as I'm writing this, I am thinking of certain levels I got only a bronze or silver medal on and what I could attempt to get an even higher score. No matter if you want to binge it all the way through or just play a few levels in a bite-sized way at a time, Denshattack is there and will allow you to freely play how you want. But it will be extremely hard to put down and will really give you that just one more feeling. Actually, specifically, one night I remember saying I was done, turned the game off, and then immediately thought to myself, what should I play next? And within minutes was back on Denshattack trying to beat a previous score. The music is something I could listen to again and again, and the levels I could see myself going back and playing again when I'm not sure what else to play. All of this is to say that while Denshattack may not be for everyone, everything that it wants to be, it is, and it is a flawless experience for those searching for this kind of game. I have to give it a solid 10 for the way it mixes its style, gameplay, music, characters, and world in such a nice package, and it is an experience I can see myself thinking of years from now, and I cannot wait to see what Undercoders may be up to next. If you want to experience a truly unique and vibrant game in a way you never have before, you should check out Denshattack now, and see if you agree with where I placed it. It is a truly fresh experience that could easily fill out the rest of your summer plans if you are looking for what new game to pick up. If you want to see more content or reviews from me in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.